freaking exhausted. What a long day at Industry Island. It is nice to be home, though. We're gonna go into our little cottagey chateau here, and we're gonna empty out all this crap from our pockets. We're gonna take our shoes off, and I am just gonna chill, my friends. Maybe put Netflix on. Is this all I got for space? Is this really it? Okay, well that's full. That's full. That's not for that. Man, my gosh. You know what, guys? I think we need a storage system. Yeah, we got way too much junk here, dudes. We gotta really clear some of this crap out. So I think that what we're gonna do instead of burning it is probably make a storage system. And like I said earlier on, why don't we make it right here in the middle? Let's use this little area here that we already cleared out when we built this room. Excuse me, sir. We're gonna move this carpet here, and we can see we've already got a little channel here, a place where maybe we can put some water. I think we could even just put like a water source here and drop our stuff into the water. I don't know. Or we could do something else. I don't know. We'll think about it. But the water's gonna go this way and push it into a little room that we've made, and we go this way. Over back into the main floor of our chateau. We can see this area that I've carved out here. We've kind of made a little staircase going down connected to this thing right here, which is pretty boss. I don't know. This is our brewing station up here, remember? And then our little guest house. That goes down here and then it swings around here. And look, we made a little faux wall. You know, that's just leaves, right? But if we put the fancy texture on, you can see right through the leaves, and bingo bango, there you go. Head down here into the storage room. We have our fancy little staircase, which allows us to go all around like this. And I put the sort of the chests in the corner to show you, sort of where the corners are going to be. I think we're going to have around 70 chests in here, which is going to give us tons and tons of space, which is sweet. But the one thing we're going to need before we get started is a whole lot more oak. I've used everything I had left, and we're going to get a whole bunch of big spruce trees as well to make a bunch of chests as well. We're going to need a whole bunch of wood for all the hoppers we're going to be making, as well as iron, which is great that we have the iron farm now. Yeah, you can hang out here for now. Don't get too comfortable though, sir. And then you know what? We can get started. So let me go farm some wood and stuff, and I'll be right back, and we'll get going on the storage system. Okay. Here we are in the basement. Let's remove this lower block because we're putting a floor down. And here's the click cam. I thought, you know what? If somebody wants to get a little more technical, they want to kind of follow along and maybe use this to help them a little bit with building a storage system. Maybe a time lapse isn't the best way for them to see what I'm doing. So here's a click cam. Here's a body cam I have on that we can use and follow and see kind of what I'm doing a little bit closer. If you want to pause it maybe at certain parts, then you go ahead and do that. But here we are. We decided to put down the oak logs, and we're going to strip them afterwards. But man, does that look good? Does that bark look so good when it alternates like that? It kind of looks like a tiger stripey thing, but you know what? It almost also reminds me of like a 70s like shag carpet, which is pretty hilarious. So let's throw that down here and see how that looks. I'm willing to try that out. And unfortunately, I wasted a buttload of these stripped logs, so I'm gonna go ahead and put all those in my inventory for a rainy day. But that's all right. We'll definitely find something for those. That's for sure. Yeah, I really love the way this works. I love the way this looks. I think it's going to be a nice accent because kind of when it's just the bark, it kind of matches the spruce a little more, I think. So, you know what I mean? That's kind of a nice, but it's not the exact same texture, so it looks pretty good. And then when we mix in a little bit more oak around here, I think it's gonna accent it really nice. And I ran out at the last minute here, so we used a few more strip logs there, but I think that's okay. I think it's gonna be buried behind the chest, so that won't be the biggest deal. Let's light up this mob farm we just made because I don't want to be coming back to any crazy surprises. And I'm gonna go start getting all my gear to build this stuff with. Now, brace yourself, guys. This is kind of it's a big shopping list. This is going to be a pretty huge storage system. You're not going to need 70 filter systems all the time, but if you do, this is exactly what you're going to need. And my gosh, is that a lot of wood? So just pay attention for a second. We're going to be using 210 chests. That's 3 in each station. That means 374 hoppers, which are going to include the channel that goes along the top, the line that goes along the top. We're going to use 70 comparators, one for each one of our filter units, as well as 70 repeaters. We need one of each, like I showed you in the previous episode there. We need 210 redstone dust. That's just to the top, though. That's not including what we need for the repeaters and comparators, remember? So here it is. Let's break it down a little bit. Logs, 1,168 is what we need. 18 stacks for this project. We need 1,870 iron ingots, 29 stacks, so it's awesome we have that iron farm now. 420 stone, 6.5 stacks is what we need. That's no problem at all, easy peasy. 350 sticks, 5.5 stacks of sticks, which is even more wood, and then 700 redstone dust. That's 11 stacks, which sounds like a lot, but you know what I mean? We didn't really collect a lot of redstone when we first started digging in our world here, so I just went back to our original mines. I brought my Fortune 3 axe and grabbed everything I left before, and it was no problem. We got all that real quick. 70 quartz is the last thing we're going to need, a little bit more than a stack, but that wasn't a problem either, because we got all of our gold from the nether when we were doing that villager breeding hall and our trading head center and all that kind of stuff, so we just collected some quartz when we were there, and that was easy peasy as well. So we got all of our stuff. We've done a crap load of crafting, and we're going to get started here. Let's get to building. First thing I want to do is go ahead and place the hopper line on the top of this room. So basically where I'm standing right now is where these items are going to be flowing in from my input center. So we're going to have an input right around where our chest room is, and then they're going to go through that and going to fall into this hopper line, and this is going to bring those items all the way around the room like on a carousel. It's going to go around like a merry-go-round, and whenever it finds the filter that it matches up with, then it's going to fall in and it's going to stop spinning around. Now, if it makes it all the way around the room and it hasn't found any filters that it matches up with, maybe I threw something in by accident or I just dumped my entire inventory in there, then I'm going to have a junk chest on the end, which I'll explain a little bit later, which is going to be where all those items are going to drop into as well. So we're going to have everything covered here. No matter what the item is, it's going to find a spot, even if it doesn't have a filter. Well, you can see there, I just poked through the wall into my villager breeding center where I had all my beds and villagers and stuff. It's kind of funny how tight together this stuff gets when you build a house with a lot of redstone contraptions. Even there, you can see that polished blackstone where I'm building. That's actually the redstone from my hidden doorway that we made a few episodes ago. So go back and watch that one. You can see the redstone. It's actually about 1 block away. I actually had to move the entire storage unit 1 block further away. Otherwise, it was going to interfere with each other. And every time I opened up the door, it would have let items through my through my filter. But all right, so here we are back there. You can see on the click cam, I'm just starting to place some dust, like before, 3 dust deep on the back there, and then we're going to come back down here and we're going to start placing our comparators into that dust. Remember, those comparators, you have to press shift, or no, you have to press shift when you place the hoppers into them, just like I'm doing right here. And we're gonna actually need to make ourselves some filter blocks. But you know what? First, let's put some more chests down. There's gonna be a lot of chest placing in this process, so let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm a little bit crazy. I like to make sure that they're all facing the same direction. So I'm gonna be breaking a few and making sure that none of them are facing the other direction. You can't really tell when you're doing this. It's not really noticeable which direction the chest is opening, but it's something that kind of keeps me up at night. So I'm gonna try my best to make sure they're all facing the same way. And there we go. This is the first wall of chests. Of course, just like every other project, every other time, I'm going to be short just a few to finish the whatever I'm working on. So there we go. There's the last couple. And now I'm realizing that I need my filter block. So I think I've got a crap ton of this dirt. So let's go ahead and grab some of that, rename it Dirty Filter Block, and go ahead and toss 4 of those in each one of these filters, just like we did. Make sure to go and check out that video if you forget how to make these. And we're going to place all the hoppers behind those chests, making sure that each one of them is going to collect some stuff. And then lastly, we're going to put some torches back there and make sure we don't get any mobs spawning in. Okay, there we go. Let's put the dirty filter blocks in and make sure that all of these filters are working correctly. And then we can move on to wall number 2. Okay, excuse me, Mr. Golem. We're going to pop up here and first do the redstone dust again. I don't know why I always like to do the redstone dust first. And then we place the comparators facing into that redstone dust, of course. And then we're gonna work our way into that wall after we place these filter hoppers in. Okay, now that those are in, we're going to do what we did before and put a trap door on the wall, and we're going to put ourselves into lay down mode or into crawl mode. And then we're going to dig ourselves a little tunnel right behind that block that we're going to place the torches on. And now we're going to put our repeaters in that little spot. It's a little easier to place these if you're building just one filter unit, but when you're making a whole bunch of them, I find it easier to kind of make a little tunnel like this and place all the repeaters while you're kind of walking back or crawling backwards through the tunnel. It just kind of works out a little bit better, I think. And then we're going to place our redstone torches on there to lock the hoppers, and that's going to be basically it for those designs. Let's go ahead and put even more chests down. Okay, let's put all the rest of our hoppers in. That's going to be one on each one of these chests. Looking good. Put all those dirty filter blocks in to make sure that all of these filters works accordingly. And that's going to be it for this wall. Moving on to number 3. Okay, I'm going to start the same way I did before. Let's put the dust down first. Let's get the click cam going, and that's, again, going to be 3D. And you know what, guys? The great thing about this unit is the fact that I said that they're tileable. So, essentially, whenever these comparators light up enough dust to power the filter and make it work, it's not going to be quite enough power to make the one beside it work. It's going to be lighting up some of the dust on the one beside it, but not enough to make it work. So, you know what? ImpulseSV really did kind of think of everything when this one came together. It's just the absolute perfect design. I really love it, so that's what we're going to be using here. There are some different designs. I've talked about this before. There's some slightly different filters that people have made that are really great as well. Be sure to go and check some of those out. But this is what we're going to use. It's what I'm most comfortable with, and it's definitely the first one you should learn. Let's put up another wall of chests. And I think here, actually, I forget to put the hoppers on the back, which is pretty funny. I'm going to come back and be disappointed later. Okay, there's the dirty filter blocks. Besides those missing hoppers, that is now functional. Okay, here is our fourth and final filter wall. I think this is going to be an excellent system, guys. I think it's going to be just the right amount of filters. 70 is a big number. I'll be honest, I've made a lot of filter systems that are smaller than this, but not many that are bigger. You don't want to go too much bigger than this. If you do, you're going to want to start using things like water. You can see that hopper line we have up top there right now. Normally, if you're making a bigger system, that would be made out of something using water channels, but I considered it for this one, but I haven't come across any ice yet, and that's kind of a big deal, is to have ice for that. And you know what? That's something we can always do later. We could always even retrofit this with some water, but for now we're going to use hoppers. This is a single player world, so I'm not worried about lag and that kind of stuff, which is something you need to consider when you're using hoppers for a system as big as this. Okay, let's get our hands dirty for the last time with these dirty filter blocks and make sure that these filters are working correctly. That's the last one. That's it. This is a real fun build, guys. I love building these storage systems, and if you followed along and did one yourself, I hope you enjoyed it too. Ooh, yeah, that. I'm going to explain that in a minute, but before that, let's just get a nice little panoramic view of this system, our new basement. We're going to put some detailing in a minute. We're going to make it look much more complete, but for now, let's just look and see what we've done here. Oh, yeah, right, this. So I got kind of excited when I was all done, and I wanted to high-five my new buddy, and he wasn't having that. So, yeah, that was an expensive throwaway joke. I think I lost like 50 levels doing that. Okay, I hope you liked that time-lapse, guys. That was a lot of fun to make. I hope you liked that. If you did, leave a comment below or something. Let me know if you enjoyed that, and maybe we can make some more of those in the future. So here is our sorting system. It is pretty badass looking. I think this is awesome. We are taking a step up from the early game. We are now end game. We don't need a chest monster anymore. Screw that chest monster. We've got this, and it's going to be set up very nicely. I'm excited to get all of our junk and throw it in there and get everything sorted. So real quick, just to show you how this thing works. This is the first chest in our system, meaning right back there is where everything is going to flow in from where we're going to put our input in, and then everything's going to flow in this direction all the way around the room, hitting every single spot as it can and making sure that it doesn't have a place to be. And if it doesn't, it's going to end up in our junk chest here. This won't have a filter on it. It's going to take anything that isn't accepted along the way, and that's basically how it's going to work. So I'm not expecting this to get too full considering how many chests we have here. 70, which is a pretty big system, but I wanted to make a big one. I thought this was going to be fun to do. So let's go upstairs and see how this thing works sort of from the business end. Let's see. We come in from the fields. We got our pockets full of garbage. We come in here and we decide that we want to throw everything into this barrel. That's right. I wanted to make a bit of a water feature type thing. I tried a fountain. No, it didn't really work. It took up too much space and it looked kind of gaudy. So you know what? This is how we're going to do it. We've got a barrel, and if we look down in here, we got a magma block there, which means if we throw something in, it's kind of going to get pushed down towards that magma block, and then it's going to be, let's see if I can get rid of this wool here, and then it's going to get pushed down along this flowing water all the way along these glowstones here, and end up in a hopper right at the end there, which can push it into our sorting system. So this is how it's going to work. I think it looks pretty nice. It's tucked away and looks pretty discreet, which is also super cool. Now, the one thing I'd like to do is I have not used this system yet. It is 100% unchristened. It has not been used. And I do have, let's see, a stack of gray wool on me at the moment. So what do you guys say we give this a try? What do you say we try it for the first time? I'm going to throw this stack in just like that. See how it gets pulled down, and then sent over right across the channel there. And underground, all the magic is happening right underneath of our potato garden. So let's run downstairs and see if everything that we did is working out as it should be. As we learned in the filter episode that we did, we're gonna see 41 of those will end up in the filter right up top there. This is the first filter that it's gonna come in contact with, and then we're gonna see the rest of the items. 23 should be ending up in this bottom chest. Let's right click it and see. 23 items. Look at that. That means it worked out perfectly. That means everything worked as it should be. I have a little bit of a crack between the chests here, which is nice because I can right click on that trapdoor and expose the hopper behind it. And then if I right click on that hopper, I can find that 41 wool in there. Let's take that out. I like to always do stone first. I don't know why. Stone is always my go-to as the first item. We'll put labels on all these things so we know where everything is. And this is going to be pretty badass, guys. Like I said, I'm pretty excited. We finally got this done. This is our next step towards the end game process. No more chest monster. No more of that garbage around here. I'm tired of that stuff. Let's stay clean. Let's stay organized and optimized and optimistic. Let's go. And that's gonna do it for today. Thanks so much for coming, guys. I'm gonna hang back here and clean out all these chests. I'll throw them into our brand new storage system. I love this thing, guys. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks for coming by and leaving a like on this channel if you enjoyed that time lapse. Please mash that subscribe button if you haven't done that already. That's such a big help. Thank you for the subscription. And of course, I will see you guys on Twitch. I'll leave that link below. Come by and say hi there. Introduce yourself in chat. I always love that. Stay well, everyone. Stay safe. I love you tons. Peace. Okay, bye-bye.